holds the promise of a better world.
I had no idea anyone was here.
Don't worry, Mr. Monty. It's no big deal.
She's the girl who works behind the scenes.
Nice. Put it back. Not till you try it on.
He's New York's most eligible bachelor.
His name's Rufus. I'm Chris.
I know who you are.
Yeah? What do you know?
You're running for senator.
I like this film a lot, but this one she doesn't get married in though. When we did our research, there's two films that kind of bamboozled us. It was The Cell.
Probably saw it on Reddit, but someone said it was a metaphor for divorce, but I don't think it was at all.
Maid in Manhattan, there was like a little bit of like a wedding dress moment where like she does wear that pink outfit and it kind of resembles a wedding dress, so I can see people getting confused. But we're just putting this in there because I think this is a big point in her career.
It made 150 million.
164.
Close
and that is not even with like DVD, because DVDs at this time were like huge.
Yes, you can get a package of Maid in Manhattan and Wedding Planner.
Yeah, and you can get like a 4 package of like wedding movies.
I don't want Julia Roberts, I'm here for J-Lo. This is low-key foreshadowing Bennifer because in this movie, her and Ralph Fiennes are hounded by the media for being together. And something else, we're gonna put a clip out, we'll put the clip after this, but there's an interview with Ralph Fiennes where he says that he wholeheartedly believes that he was the decoy to test out how Bennifer would be.
Were you a decoy for their relationship?
I was.
You were?
I was.
Because you were shooting Maid in Manhattan while they were dating?
Yeah, I was set up.
You were set up. Was the idea? I mean,
My reaction was good luck to them.
Yeah, but was J-Lo like, hey, let's play like we're together because it'll be good for the movie and people won't?
I was asked out to dinner with J-Lo and her manager and her agent. Her two managers, Benny Medina.
Benny,
Elaine Goldsmith.
Yes.
At Cipriani's in Soho. We had a nice dinner, chatty, and I went to my car. Actually, I think I was walking home anyway. Peck on the cheek, good night, go. A paparazzi, one, pops out, clunk, just as we do the good night chaste kiss.
Okay.
But somehow the pictures were angled, so as she's walking away, I'm walking after her.
No.
And it said, and I think it said the next day on the Post, it's Rafe or something like that. Or
God.
We know who it is. You know?
How did I forget that? That's amazing.
They kind of did like a test of what would happen if she dated an famous actor. So low-key, this whole movie might have just been a ploy for that, and I wouldn't be surprised. Even Ralph Fiennes is aware.
I think with that's a great transition to go into the story of...
Reports of Jen and Ben sightings started coming in fast and furious.
The one thing you hear from people who've seen them together is how much they are in love, how they are always touching each other, they're kissing. You can see the sparks flying between them, and it's real.
Jen and Chris were in the process of separating and filing for divorce, and Jen and Ben were falling head over heels for each other. It was starting to get serious. The big moment came when Ben invited Jen to his parents' house in Massachusetts.
One of the first things he did once he and Jennifer got to know each other was to bring her home to meet Mom. And how fantastic. He ended up proposing to her at his mother's house.
We're going to go into Ben Affleck because I feel like the Ralph Fiennes thing that you brought up was a really good point. And
transition.
I think our whole thing that we want to get into with Ben Affleck is kind of what you think is happening is just a big marketing ploy for most of the things that are going to happen in her career.
Yeah, it's just oddly always a coincidence with her where engagements, divorces align with film releases, albums, songs. It almost seems like it's all written.
Yeah, and like most of the ones that have to do about weddings and marriages are happening at times when she's supposed to get married, or
then
it's like
they don't.
It's always a little odd.
Or she breaks up when they're released.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. So during the time of Maid in Manhattan, Ben Affleck and her met up. They were a little bit friends. I think at that time they were gonna get ready for Giggly, or
I'm still gonna
Gilly, as is Gilly. There were rumors of them being intimate also during the filmmaking.
Sexiest man alive. What did you think when they called you and said you'd been voted that?
You know, it's just, I try to be graceful. You know?
And you obviously were pretty happy about it?
I love it. I think it's great.
And they didn't have to tell you that in the first place?
They didn't have to tell me, I knew.
There was like a interview that she had way later, and they asked her if you've ever had sex in a trailer, and she drank. But she brought up like, I've had many spouses and many movies. Of course, I'm gonna be sleeping with somebody. But I'm gonna make the connection that it's about this because I'm a loser.
Never have I ever hooked up in my trailer.
So if we have or we haven't.
So if you've done it, you have a sip of your drink.
Okay, pass. Haven't done it.
Okay.
Oh, you have?
All right.
You have?
Okay.
I've done 40-something movies.
Right, you're right. I mean, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
I live in the trailer.
So how exactly did Affleck work his way into J-Lo's arms? It's easy, and I figure out what it was. So I kind of dive deep into way back, the way back machine of MTV and
your
these
brain
type
has
of
maggots
things.
in there.
So he said, you know, he actually surprised me when he first started getting to know each other. She remembered he would be singing hip hop songs.
I spit bars with you. Bip, Duncan, what up? Now you go. No. All right.
He loves Ja Rule. He loves Nelly. He loves Snoop.
Wow.
He would know all the lyrics to these
dropping.
songs. He just started singing, and I would be like, "What is that?" He's like, "That's Snoop from back in the day." I'd be like, "What?"
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck. My fault. Sorry about that, Ben. Ben Affleck.
He eventually likes all different types of music, which is really nice. He actually turned me on to some new stuff, which I've never heard, some blues stuff.
They both came from working class neighborhoods. He from Boston, she from New York in the Bronx. Their mothers are both teachers. Her parents divorced, as did Ben's parents. So they both have this history of divorce in the family.
Both Ben and Jen took their lumps early in their careers. As a fly girl on In Living Color and an extra in a Janet video, Jen was the resident hoochie mama.
Ralph Fiennes was maybe the demo, but here's the full game, Bennifer. Affleck proposed to J-Lo with a huge pink diamond ring.
She did wear a pink dress and Made in Manhattan, so he was like, she looks good in pink.
There's definitely something there. And I guess pink rings are super rare. And what was funny is that she announced her engagement on prime time with Diane Sawyer, which was like at the time one of the biggest things you could do.
Starting to notice the massive pink ring on Jen's left hand. It sure looked like an engagement ring, and it was something to behold.
Ben did a really nice job with the ring. You did good.
It's the most magnificent thing I've ever seen. I still look at it and kind of marvel at it like...
This Is Me Now comes out. This Is Me Then comes out, which was released November 25th, a whole 17 days after the Diane Sawyer interview, which is insane in its own right.
She didn't hesitate. She booked that interview.
The whole album's out to be about him, and then you start thinking, like, you have all these things. There's so much stuff to talk to her, and she starts going on BET, MTV News, TRL. There is a lot to talk to her about at this time, and she's smart. You know, she figured that out. Her team understood what to do to get everybody talking about her at that time, and it's during the peak tabloid era.
However, the tabloids view the romance. With a 2003 wedding date in the works, Jen and Ben are shaping up to be Hollywood's biggest power couple.
Ben Affleck's the muse. Then comes December 9th. Tommy Mottola has an interview with New York Times, and this is when I'm starting to realize this is all a show.
Orchestrated.
So before the release, her core fan base thought of her as someone who sold out. So Mottola said as a response to this, they came up with an idea for a new single, Jenny from the Block, that essentially tells her fans she's still the homegirl even though she is bling bling.
Just a simple girl from the Bronx.
Artists are more willing to risk overexposure, which is definitely something she did. And Tommy Mottola himself is saying this.
A businesswoman and an all-powerful media force.
She is on fire right now. She's got 4 great movies out in less than a year. She's got a platinum album. She's got a new fragrance line and a clothing line, and she's just everywhere.
Just turn it up and turn it on.
Piracy and problems in music companies have forced everyone to think outside the box. So with that said, it's coincidental that Jenny on the Block and This Is Me was released few days after Ben Affleck popped the question. And it's also coincidental that he is in her music video, and this has to do everything about him during a time where they're in the biggest tabloid area in the world.
Heck, there's even a Jen and Ben video game. Commissioned by their pal, director Kevin Smith. He gave them the game titled Jen Saves Ben as a gift.
In the game, Ben and Jen are on a dinner date, and Ben gets dragged away by ninjas.
I'm not surprised that the timing of this was really smart, because a couple days later, we have also Maid in Manhattan releasing on December 13th. Like, let's breathe for a minute. Like, this is psychotic if we really want to get into it. No natural human being would plan this.
It's Benny Medina.
This is Benny Medina and Tommy Mottola working at his finest. They even said this music will make your movie career even bigger.
don't be fooled by girlish talk of fashion. She also has her own line of perfume, a line of clothing she's struggling to get off the ground, and a restaurant.
How many nights do you just fall dead asleep, exhausted?
Every night. Every night. Oh, I get so tired. I get cranky and tired.
And guess what? Maid in Manhattan and Jenny on the Block were huge. They made a lot of money. They brought her back into what we consider the mainstream. And she's trying to say the whole entire time, we're trying to keep things private. Lopez said on Monday of her relationship with Affleck, sometimes it's easier than others. It just depends if we can slip in time to go out for dinner. We just go out on friends. She's trying to be like she's normal. But this is not normal.
But then she has an entire interview where she stunts her engagement and ring.
You know, took me back to his house, the house he grew up in. And it was really funny because I was like, I really want his family to like me and everything, and I had met them, and, we're all getting to know each other, so I wasn't sure. I'm like, I don't know if they like me. He's like, you're crazy. I'm like, no, my family loves you, and I don't know. You know what I mean? And he's like, you're insane. So we go back, and we're supposed to just basically spend the weekend with his family. And then when we got there, and we go to walk into the house, we drive there, and he was like, a little nervous, but I didn't know why. And he kept calling and saying, things like, how much I love you, and how much I want to spend my life with, all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah. But it was a little bit too much during the day, and I was just like, what is going on, And then finally, we get to the house, and we walk in. Oh, that was nothing. He kept saying how the house is going to be a mess, and they'll probably have pizza there for us. And I'm like, stop it already. It's fine. It's enough. What are you explaining? Like, you don't have to explain those things to me. I grew up just like you did. It's fine, So we walk up to the house, and I see like little candles up the stairs, and I'm like, oh, look how cute. His mom must have heard that I like candles or something from the tabloids. So she put them up the stairs, and that's sweet. And he opens the door, and it is just a blanket, a quilt of rose petals all over the whole entire house. And just everything was just so many candles and vases with bouquets, and my song Glad was playing. And I walk in, and I'm just like overwhelmed, like I wasn't expecting it. And I was like, oh my God. And then I kept thinking, I was like, how did he do this? Because we were in Philadelphia working, and I was like, who did this? And he was like, my mom helped me do it. And I just started sobbing. Oh my God. And it was just it was the best day of my life. Did he know what you'd say? I'm sure.
It's just weird. She's raking in the benefits. She's clearly getting ready for this big movie, which is Giggly. This is from a famous director who did Beverly Hills Cop. They're thinking this is it. We're going into this with a huge bang. Guess what? What do you think, Lila? What do you think happens?
It flops.
More than flops. It bombs. It's one of the worst movies in American history, in just cinema history.
Fuck around!
I'm gay. Are you gay?
I'm the bull. You're the cow.
Larry, I am a chicken.
It'd give you great pleasure if I were to suck your cock for 12 hours. I thought you wanted to be my bitch.
When the flop era is starting to begin for J-Lo, Giggly came out. They're over this relationship. Everyone's force-fed this news. I think even people
they're sick and tired of hearing that name.
They are tired. They're tired of the Bennifer thing. People are aware of her flaws. It's back at the movie line. People are on to her. And due to the criticism, Benny Medina's out.
She lost all the Bens.
Ben Affleck is out.
We had like a big wedding planned 3 days before. We just crumbled under the pressure.
They bring up why the engagement ended was because she's like, we realized that we're going too much. Like, why are we even getting decoy brides? It's like,
yes, I remember that.
Really odd. Why are you even going to that point?
I think they wanted to do 3 weddings as hers was happening, so that the paparazzi would get distracted and then they wouldn't bombard hers.
Well, anyways, she's done with that. She has the Jersey Girl coming out, and we had a potential movie that we were going to talk about. And this moment was supposed to have a wedding, right? So now let's hypothesize. If Jiggly worked, it would have been a big deal. Their relationship is at its best. Everyone loves them.
They actually get married in real life.
They actually get married in real life. The Jersey Girl comes out, and in the movie, they shot a moment where they get married. But due to Jiggly and due to that movie, the relationship not working, Jersey Girl removes that because the director says it would just take people out of the movie. They don't want that.
They're already being camp by having the whole film be surrounded by Bennifer and promo it through Bennifer. So how is adding one wedding scene going to change that? I think it could have helped the Bennifer fans make edits. What we could have had their wedding look like. Put some edits.
She's now on her own, and guess guess who sweeps in during the time of Ben Affleck? Days after they break up, Marc
Did
Anthony
she have a
shows
queue,
up.
like a Spotify queue of guys? When she pressed next, like there's already 12.
Yeah. Well, she is J-Lo.
It's just like, you know, the idea of love and fairy tales and romance and all that is so appealing to me.
And it's not just romance. At the age of 32, she's already been married twice, to Ohani Noah, a model. And the second one, dancer Chris Judd. That one just a little more than a year ago, and the divorce is still not final. So why does she think it's real with 30-year-old Ben Affleck?
I said I've been married twice, but I haven't had a marriage yet.
She's like, you know what, I'm craving a real wedding again. Marky Mark, how are you doing?
No Marky Mark. Going back into it, she had a really bad career point. A lot of the movies that came out were flops. But Maid in Manhattan and then also Wedding Planner taught her something. She realized the biggest movies she's in are rom-coms and weird action films.
Yep.
So she's like, let me go back into my comfort zone. Let's do a movie with Jane Fonda.
Who hadn't been in a film for 15 years.
And what the heck is Monster-in-Law? What is that movie?
So Monster-in-Law came out in 2005. J-Lo plays Charlotte Cantillini, who thinks she found Mr. Right when she starts dating gorgeous surgeon Dr. Kevin Fields. But there's a problem standing in the way of everlasting bliss. Kevin's overbearing and controlling mother, Viola. Fearing she'll lose her son's affections forever, Viola decides to break up the happy couple by becoming the world's worst monster-in-law. Besides the Jane Fonda comeback, they used the fact that J-Lo had a tabloid tarnished image. I didn't really find samples of this, but
I think that's the only thing you can do.
At that point,
At that point, yeah. But the movie, Jane Fonda is a really good actress.
I mean, that's like saying brownies are delicious.
No, but she's not a dry brownie. Let's say that. Like, she still got a lot in her. I think the thing that killed me the most was the husband in this film and how
He's
oblivious.
not really in the movie. He meets her. He's there when they meet the mom, when they meet Viola.
Yeah, something about this film, I think what pissed me off the most was the fact that he's so oblivious to what his mother's doing. And the whole entire time.
He never steps in. He never defends his to-be wife.
No, it just figure it out. It's my mom. She's just like that.
She's just like that. She tried to kill you by putting nuts in your food or whatever, that scene.
What are you doing? I'm paving. Baby, okay? Kevin, my tongue feels weird. Something's wrong. Charlie, are you okay? Damn nuts! Are you alright? Get her some water.
So she's just my mom. You'll survive. We have enough money to resurrect you. I just can't stand when grown-ass adults in movies act like very primal and childish. It's kind of funny when, just because I was so sick of Jennifer Lopez that I liked seeing Jane Fonda put her face into cake. I was like, I could rewatch that part over and over again. But after that, it's just like that. This movie just stays on that level, and it's just so ridiculous. And then we have Wanda Sykes kind of accepting it and being her assistant and everything.
Wanda Sykes was just there for dollars, you know. She's like, yeah, she pays me, so I'll just say whatever. I'll just say yes to her. This is definitely one of the worst films from that era of like, let's bring back actors from the 70s, let's put them in rom-coms or like comedic films.
A24 wasn't alive.
Yeah, it was really definitely that era. I mean, I remember I watched this with my mom as a kid, and I watched all these, actually most of these films I watched as a kid in the theater with my mom.
My mom was into Federico Fellini, so I didn't watch these.
I mean, I have good times looking back at this. Certainly we shit on these type of films, and this Adam Sandler films are really bad, but they knew who they were made for, and they knew they were made for people just like after work, tired, just to watch something. You finish your office job, you're an accountant for like HP Morgan.
I think one thing I've taken from this experience is that I freaking hate rom-coms so much. I think they're my least favorite type of movie.
13 and 30 though. When it's done right, it's good.
But then I can't think of other examples.
Yeah, I can't think of other examples.
Love Actually is one of my least favorite movies of all time.
Whoa. Yeah, I hate it too. I don't get the love for that. But anyways, what are some parallels?
Drum roll. Jenny is an orphan again.
She's an orphan in this
She's a
one?
full-blown orphan here. She has no mom and dad. They just died when she was a kid.
She really has the Disney princess thing, or
She
like
does.
the Legend of Zelda thing.
It's masochistic. It's like, we can never have her have a normal childhood. She always has to have gone through the loss. They again meet in an accidental way because this is so typical of these movies, but he's running on the beach, she's walking her dogs, clash, who is this guy?
Thank you, I forgot about that.
But they also, where they meet in a different occasion, because Jen has a bunch of jobs in this movie. This is kind of reflective of, I guess, our generation, because we have to have like 3 jobs to make our rent money.
And you have like 4 different like
online jobs too, yeah. In this movie that happens where she's catering, they meet again, and one of his friends who's, I don't think they're friends, but one of his acquaintances is also thirsty for him. So she tells Jen that he's gay. So we have another gay moment in this movie where falsely accused, and then Jen even brings it up. She's like, why are you trying to hit on me? You're gay, aren't you? And he's like, I ain't gay.
Have you ever been with a woman?
Excuse me?
I mean, have you only ever been with men?
Man, what are you talking about? Whoa, wait a minute, I'm not gay.
You're not?
No, I like women. No, not lots of women, but you know what I mean. Why did you think I was gay?
Awkward. Okay.
He is a white doctor who's over 6 feet. We're back. It's official.
Back. Yeah. JLo's in her comfort zone.
The wedding almost gets called off because, like, on the wedding day, JLo's like, I can't do this because guess what? Jane Fonda walks in wearing white.
White, yes.
On her wedding.
Which is iconic.
She does look better than her.
I think I love this part of the movie the most because this is your worst nightmare. But it's usually with somebody that's young. But this is your mother-in-law that does that.
This is how Ohani felt with Guadalupe. I'm sure when he watched this.
I'm sure Ohani watched this.
He watched this and he had a few dabs.
He's like, I've been through this.
Yep.
I remember when Guadalupe came and called him during my wedding, you know, tell me to go back to the Bronx. To the Bronx. This was a stupid film, very stupid. Like, I think I wanted to stop watching her movies after this. It's not that bad. It wasn't enough levels bad, but it was pretty stupid.
I think it may have felt well, it is really bad. I'm not gonna act like I'm putting it down, but it doesn't help when you've seen these caliber of movies back to back. We didn't breathe. This is like eating fast food for a whole month.
See, but the thing is that, you know what doesn't help is that we watch these one after another, so we're already tired of it. But like, I'm sure when you space it out, like when we watched Marry Me at that time, it was refreshing.
Okay, but
you know, like, and so I think this movie could be refreshing at the time where we're like a month, we haven't seen a lot of movies. Like, we're just a casual movie watcher and we haven't seen a lot of movies in a month. But let's just go watch this.
Let's be honest, we did try watching this on a trip because we always love skimming through hotel streaming stuff.
Oh yeah.
And we turned it off.
Oh yeah, we slept. Yeah, this is our second time trying to watch this.
We didn't sleep through Mamma Mia, so I'm just saying.
On June 5th, 2004, 34-year-old Jennifer Lopez said I do for the 3rd time in 6 years. Hooking up with a hunk is nothing new for J-Lo. Since arriving on the Hollywood scene in the early 90s, the multi-platinum singer and A-list actress always had a man at her side. The Cuban waiter, the rap mogul, the backup dancer, the leading man, and now the Latin pop star.
We're gonna go into Marky Mark now. And I'm sorry if anybody's watching this and this is probably the dumbest video you've ever seen, but if you find this interesting, please just tell us because we need that right now.
Please like this video.
So Marc Anthony came in 2 days after they broke up.
48 hours.
Literally, and
a weekend.
And she was interviewed, you know, and looking back onto this relationship, and this lady called Shriver says, she asked J-Lo, she says, right away when you broke up with Ben Affleck, Marc Anthony was there 2 days later and you were in. Lopez says, right, you're absolutely right. It was probably my first big heartbreak.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is serious.
I have one of my best friends who I've known for years, who I actually love and did have chemistry, come into my life and say, I'm here. What do you know is nobody can save or heal you. Only you can do that for you.
And that's why I'm going to propose to you in a month.
And that's why, yeah, just like everybody else. And,
yes.
You know, J-Lo, once again, you can say no, but, you know, it's you. Something comes out that Marc Anthony's going to be having a divorce with his wife, and they're getting a little bit friendly, J-Lo and Marc Anthony. And so what happens is that they're waiting for them to have the divorce, and here's the dates, and this is just typical of her business. In January 2004, they split, right? Bennifer officially split. June June 1st, they wait for Anthony to get a divorce. June 5th, they get married. So what is that? January, February, March, April, May, June.
I would have blocked that number long ago. You know those memes where it shows like two friends going out and like they're eating Mexican food or just a really good meal, and you're like, yes, this food, and your friend's like, they bring up the guy, their ex or something, you just walk away.
Oh yeah.
She is the walking definition of that her whole life.
They publicly sing together in the 2005 Grammy Awards. The next year, they're having they're the lead of the New York City Puerto Rican Day Parade. They're a big deal. They do the Puerto Rican Day, and they're like, let's make a movie together. We have the New Yorkin productions. I can produce something.
And they had the script for 5 years, but then J-Lo was like, wait, Marky Mark's in the picture now, let me pull that script out.
And I think it was just a perfect time. You know, it was really a perfect time. They are both a couple syncing together. It's out in the world, and she's thinking the same thing.
Time to make it meta.
Time to make it meta. This is the same thing I did with Ben. This is the same thing I did with everybody else. This is where I'm gonna make my money.
Call this salsa.
You know how some people, they struggle for years? Not him.
I want you in my band because you have that 1 in a million voice.
You're a great singer, right? It was good, it was bad, it was beautiful.
And I also like the beginning of the movie because she's getting ready. It kind of just starts in a fun way, and she goes in a car to go to his concert. And you're like, oh, how did we get here? Because then it starts going back into how they met and everything. But I think it was really evidently made to get J-Lo a nomination, because we all know biopics get you one.
Yeah.
And I think they thought, oh, what if she plays herself in the past and present? That is so good. And she has to have a fight scene where she yells, so that could be used in the clip during the Oscars.
So we're just gonna break things up to fix it up. That's your fucking genius idea? Fix what up?
I think with this one, it's a lack of parallels because it's not a rom-com. She does get married though with Marc Anthony, which first time she's marrying the actual person she's married to. Wow, you reached a new low. You reached a new low in my book.
You finally did it.
The meta is metaing. This is, I think, her most Puerto Rican role because she's literally playing the wife of a very iconic Puerto Rican person. So finally, I get you're contributing to your culture, but once again, we showed that didn't age well. So in our PDF, we always like to put this part where we put J-Lo insight. That's why we quote so many moments from her interviews, because it's always interesting, I guess, to hear what she thinks. Because like you said, for her movies, what we see as a C tier is her Oscar nominee. And she's very passionate about that when she speaks about her movies. Like,
Mi gente latino.
in terms of what struck her the most about this character, her voice was much like my accent. Girl, she's really reaching though.
She's from New York. This movie's all from New York.
I know, but Jennifer Lopez does not speak like she's from New York.
But
And you talk like you know everything. There's more of a mentality to it. It's like you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. You never know what you're talking about. I'm smarter than you, because you're dumb. And that's why I talk like this. I don't know.
She lived a tumultuous life. She had to be a tough lady. She would go to those crack houses. She would pull them out. She would go in there with a gun. These are things that we touched upon in the movie, but we didn't go all the way because we didn't think that people would believe it. It was funny. When the Oscars were on, I had just given birth on the 22nd. And the Oscars, I think, were a day or two later. I was sitting there with my twins, as always. I couldn't have been happier, but I was like, how dope would it have been if I won the Oscar and been here in my hospital bed accepting the award?
That would have been pretty dope.
Thank you so much. I want to thank the Academy, but we joked about it. It's all good. Things will happen when they're supposed to happen. If she ends up winning an Oscar after we post this in our life, I will be the most shocked person ever.
Is poised to land her first Oscar nomination for Hustler. Her first Oscar. I'm sorry, you are allowed.
Everybody's like, you guys' reaction was like mine. Like,
The one thing that's really hard with this film to fully be on board with is, I think, because of Marc Anthony. Marc Anthony's not an actor, and I'm not shitting on him, but most of the scenes he's doing is like him doing nothing or him singing.
I think he just sings, yeah.
He sings, but most of the stuff he's done, like there's either he's like drugged out, he's laying on the bed, he's drugged out, or he's singing. Like it's, a lot of his things are reacting in a non-reacting way. And most of it is just J-Lo. This whole film is just J-Lo.
But it seems like because she produced it, it's for sure trying to cater to her chops, not his.
So then would it be offensive to say that like this is just a glorified image of them saying we're the second coming of Selena and you're the second coming of Hector Lavoe? Like,
honestly, low-key.
Like it kind of weirdly, like I'm not saying that this movie says she's the second coming of Selena, but
it kind of
her whole career has always been that, yeah. And it's maybe like trying to give him the moment to say that when she, I don't know.
He doesn't have that la guitarra body, so it's not going to work for him.
Not the guitar body, oh my God. So what are some negative reviews?
Yeah, so...
You know, my dad told me early on, he said, son, we're both ugly. And he goes, you work on your personality.
Charlotte O'Sullivan of the Evening Standard praised Lopez. Lopez deserves praise for pushing this project. The recently deceased Poochie, who helped generate the script and push for Lopez to play her, is not the kind of character you see on screen every day. She has not been whitewashed, and neither, thank goodness, has her husband. But then Willie Colon, Lavoe's longtime friend and partner, was critical, and he was hired as a consultant. They did ask him for his input, but then they didn't use it. The creators of El Cantante missed the opportunity to do something of relevance for our community. The real story was about Hector fighting the obstacles of a non-supportive industry that took advantage of entertainers with his charisma and talent. Instead, they did another movie about two Puerto Rican junkies.
But Lopez and Anthony arrived separately at events and barely acknowledged their marriage publicly. At the October 2004 premiere of her film, Shall We Dance, Lopez strolled down the red carpet alone. Hubby Marc Anthony breezed by moments earlier and disappeared inside.
All this cloak and dagger and secretiveness, what is it really? It really just adds to speculation. And like, is this a sign of a happy couple?
Rumors flew. Could the relationship already be in trouble?
I don't know if the marriage is going to last. I would hope so, but her track record is not really very positive.
Or was Jennifer simply playing a cat and mouse game with the press?
But before we get into the next movie, what happens to Marky Mark and J-Lo? You gotta
Oh my
go over
God.
that.
Okay, you can see the depth of my eyes already, guys.
I think
this is probably some of the worst eras of J-Lo. There's good. The movie flopped. She just had years of flops, besides Monster Law and like one other film. So it's not really good era. But she has twins, you know? She got the bod of having two children, and she realized, you know, I'm J-Lo. I'm a workaholic. I don't want anyone to see me on my low. So I'm gonna go on a marathon. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a quarter of the Miami Dolphins with my husband.
Wow.
I want to tour around the world. Supposedly, just a little context. This is how much of a big deal she is, and I still don't understand the concept. People magazine paid $6 million just to have a photo, the first photos of her twins. $1 million. I think that was actually one of the most
What would the world
paid.
look like if that actually went to things that would change?
But guess what? They had kids, they buy a little bit of Miami Dolphins, they're singing around the world. Guess what though? 2 years later, after having children, Marc Anthony files for divorce and then is officialized in 2014.
Solidifying her hatred for Virgos.
She said, thank you so much. You guys have worked so hard. By a show of hands, if there are any Virgos in the room, can you just raise your hand? She whispered to her assistant. No. She looked at them and she said, thank you so much for coming.
2011 was a low point, but also a high point for her. Yeah, I think 2011 is when it was like officially announced when she was getting a divorce. So 2 years after having the kids. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's...
And there's also like documentaries.
They're not even in elementary school yet.
No, they're not. There's literally videos that I found of like the daughter saying, I miss daddy.
This is so I could remember my daddy. I'm not going to be with him in a while.
I felt so bad. And this is common. J-Lo's not alone.
Oh yeah.
This is
very common.
This happens all over Hollywood.
You have two narcissists marrying each other.
She left.
Yeah, she has great assets. Sounds like you guys had fun together, you know?
We do
It
have fun
sounds
together.
Really fun. Like,
Do we not have fun together?
is that a trick question?
Okay, we don't
There's
have
no
fun.
right answer.
We don't have fun together.
You guys are always laughing. It's
No,
great.
we're not.
It's great.
No, we're not.
But we're crying on the inside. Got it.
It was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, okay, J-Lo, you're not alone. It's just you make it public. Right, and so does everybody else. She wrote in her book, she says, all the heartache and pain of my recent breakup couldn't have been for nothing, could it? Maybe I had to go through the bad so I could end up with a person I was meant to be with all along.
I got such a headache. What's going on with you?
Oh, the usual. Would you get out of here?
And so this is why, like, Marc Anthony is still friends with her, but let's be honest, if she didn't have those kids,
well,
Marc Anthony would have been a nobody.
Thank you, next. Shout out to him, though, because he's the longest lasting trooper.
Well, David Cruz was a little bit longer.
Wait, the first one.
Yeah, so we have this next film, and
I don't even want to call it a movie.
This is probably...
I think we said this before every movie. Though.
I genuinely think...
Okay, we're being honest now.
This is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Warning, what you are about to witness will haunt you
Come on, everyone. The baby's coming.
for years to come.
Here comes the head! Give me a mirror, I want to see it! Oh, you don't. Look at all that hair!
The backup plan.
This might be one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen, and
I agree.
And this is the backup plan. It came out in 2010. This is like post J-Lo from being really big deal, and this is like People magazine kind of died off. It's still there. So like this is when you're at Smart Final or Albertsons and you see a magazine like how J-Lo lost 40 pounds after her baby.
She hadn't made a movie in 4 years too because of the babies.
Yeah, she took a break, and this is her. I'm back. I'm skinny. I'm J-Lo, just like you remembered. I'm gonna be an American Idol. I'm this, you know, and that's it. That's really just the movie. It's just to show off that she's back in the guitar.
Guitarra.
Baby, this is my old ass.
What? Why do you have a picture of your ass?
What is the backup plan?
When Zoe, J-Lo, tires of looking for Mr. Right, she decides to have a baby on her own. So we
I
reach...
don't want to hear about this movie.
But on the day she's artificially inseminated, she meets Stan. What a sexy name. Sorry for the Stans. This seems to be just who she's been searching for all her life. Now, Zoe has to figure out how to make her two live streams fit with each other. So,
I think
this is so
I did not listen
mesmerizing.
to a
This
word
is
you said.
enthralling.
I didn't listen to anything you said. Every word you said, I literally
I'm
picked it
enchanted
up.
by this plot. I've never been this invested in a story in my life.
King Roger Ebert agrees.
He's
Lopez
back.
has never looked better. That's all she does here.
No, but that's about all she does.
She is talented and deserves more than this bird brain plot about characters who have no relationship to life as it is lived by, you know, actual people. Damn. The movie deals with artificial insemination, romance, sex, and organic goat cheese, which are promising areas for investigation. But it's so watered down, it approaches homeopathy? How do you even say that?
Homeopathy.
Homeopathy.
And he also brought up that he's like, why can't there at least be a goat moment? Why can't there be a goat in his farm pulling her dress, you know, doing something fun?
There was a dog though.
Yes, shout out to Nutsy.
That was the only
saving grace.
The only saving grace about this movie.
And fun fact, this still counts that we watched it. We still watched it, but we did put it on 1.5 speed.
This is the only film we did 1.5. This was that bad.
But
I was wasting my life here.
It was really funny to watch Nutsy and his little, he's like handicapped doggo, and he's just running around, volleying and like.
Watch this drunk.
We saw an alcoholic with like.
We don't drink a lot. We don't drink at all practically, but watch this drunk and do it at 1.5 speed. It's funny.
It is funny.
It makes it so much more enjoyable.
We should have told Roger Ebert that advice.
Look at you. So fucking stupid. Look at you, old Ronald McDonald looking ass. Can I get a number 2, please? When's It 2 drop? I need to know. Pennywise looking ass. What's wrong? You gonna cry? Bobo the clown? Dumbass. Go get your clown shoes while you're at it. Yeah, you ain't got nothing to say now, huh? Looking like a fucking movie.
This was like the end of the era, if you think about it, of like DVD sales, renting out.
Red box.
Oh my God. Yeah, like this was, now I started thinking about like.
J-Lo caused the death of it.
She wasn't at the death of it, but she was like, you know when like Cars 2 comes out on VHS and it's like the last thing that's on VHS? It's like, she is such a big name where only she can go into these areas that people are starting to care less about. Like Adam Sandler movies near the end, like it was Jack and Jill, right? Those type of films.
Haven't seen it.
That was like near the end of like, no one really was kind of going to movie theaters. It was near the end of those rom-com comedy films, you know. It was kind of the end of the era. Like not at that point, we were kind of going into like Bridesmaids, where we're going into Hungover. These are like self-aware comedies. They're a little bit more grittier. Like these very safe, you know, conventional, forgettable movies were kind of dead.
Being forgotten.
Yeah, they were being forgotten. This is J-Lo without Benny Medina. This is J-Lo without half of the people that are telling her how to be like, how to be on the times, how to be on the pulse. She's not on the pulse here. Somewhat, but not really.
So the love interest is 6'1" and he's white.
Not surprised.
Yippee-ki-yay. J-Lo's parents aren't bought up because guess what? She doesn't have any parents.
Tanya, you're bored, right? We're bored too.
So we were bamboozled again into watching this because she doesn't get married, or does she?
She gets married at the end. They end the film with her getting married. Like, this movie is that stupid. Like, let's not even talk about anything. This is the waste of everyone's time. I'm not kidding.
I genuinely felt my time on this planet Earth being wasted.
I don't even know if it made money. I don't even care if it made money. I don't even care what J-Lo thought about this film. I think J-Lo needs to stop making movies after this. This is one of those films where I'm like, this a waste of humanity.
Some people would say that after Jigglypuff. Jiggly.
I think this probably made Jiggly seem interesting. I think Jiggly had seasoning. This is, I've never seen such a, like, vanilla. This is like unvanilla vanilla.
Did we really just get engaged?
Yes, we did. Soon you will be my wife.
Oh my God! Stan? Stan?
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
But he made her cheese named Zoe. That's like a girl's ideal boyfriend. You should make a cheese named Lilith. Like, you're not in love with me. Anyways, during her grandmother's wedding, because she does at least have a grandmother, her water breaks, meaning she attends a wedding, gives birth, and once again interrupts a wedding. Yay.
Wasn't this like the movie that had like the lady from Babies R Us, which is also the end of an era if you think about it? Like this was coming to the end of when Baby R Us was a thing. The lady like snuck a business card and she said, I can make you a dual wielding. Oh, and this movie had twins too, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're gonna get into. So, like you were saying, New York City is when she shines?
Yeah.
This is New York.
I take it back.
Motherfucker, don't ever fucking film me. I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
I want to throw up thinking about this film.
That's kind of all I wrote.
I'm not kidding. Like, I'm starting to get disgusted right now. I don't like this film. I don't know how she could look herself in the mirror and do this movie again. I don't know how in her brain.
Well, she herself will tell you why. She says, you know, throughout my career, I've always felt like certain themes come to me at the right time. And when I would look at the work that I've done, it's always kind of indicative of where I was in my life at that moment. And this was the same thing. It was just kind of very serendipitous. It happened this way. So she says it's just the fairy godmother. No, she acts like she's just walking down the block and she saw a script, and while she was pregnant, she's like, wait, this is about me being pregnant? Wow. Thanks, fairy godmother. And the fairy godmother is Betty Medina.
Hollywood, baby. Welcome to Hollywood. Everything is just so serendipitous.
The way that she met the screenwriter for this film, Kay Angelo, they had both just gone through pregnancy and they met at an aerobics class. It was like a boot camp to lose weight for it. So they met at that and then Kate showed her the script. So it was like, ooh.
Damn.
Very California life.
That is the most Hollywood-ass thing I've ever heard in my life. J-Lo, we're near the end.
No.
J-L-O. I don't
leave me alone.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. This is really when J-Lo becomes like full form J-Lo, in my opinion.
Why? Because she could fund her own movies?
She can fund her own movies. She becomes a producer. Freaking Obama, Joe Biden, they are like, come on board, be our representative. Like, this is a different
They're
J-Lo.
just trying to get votes.
This is a different J-Lo, okay? Guess who's back? Benny's back. Guess who's back? Her agent, Elaine Goldsmith Thomas.
She's like, I got Sandra the Oscar nom. Let's
Guess
go.
who's back? New Yorkin Productions, and now they're going to the true vision of what Jennifer Lopez intended. She's going full-blown rock mode up in this bitch. She's making movies just about her. She's funding these movies. She's getting them done. She's becoming the businesswoman we expect her to be. And she also gets the Super Bowl. She finds a new hubby. It's we're into 2017 era. A-Rod comes in. They call her J-Rod. Funny enough, I remember I said in 1998, A-Rod said, who's somebody I think is hot? He's like, J to the low.
What would a dream date with Alex Rodriguez be?
Jennifer Lopez. Hopefully you can find me a date with her.